Hi everyone, get cozy with me as I'm just gonna share some thoughts, some ideas about how I see the internet changing and how I've seen it change. So I'm not really a massive leader on the YouTube channel, for example, but I have known that with a few followers of like 300 followers on the YouTube channel over 5 years, it has been quite disheartening to see the decline of eyeballs essentially on my long form content videos. So, videos that are over 10 minutes long. I provided this service, Abstract Medicine, at a time when I felt called by spirit to come to the foray, come to the front to support humanity essentially in a time when people were really at need. They'd lost their jobs, they were in crisis, and I'm talking about 5 years ago in 2020. So I came out of the spiritual closet 5 years ago, and I was having my lockdown actually in Mexico, my first lockdown, and I was like, I need to support, people with some tarot readings, some oracle readings, and give them my abstract medicine. Now, I think initially people were just very skeptical, or they thought I was just dabbling in the spiritual arts, and I wasn't. I have a long line, as you know, for a lot of you, or you don't know, but I have a long line of shamans in my maternal line. But I was also initiated not just once, but twice into spiritual practices. Once when I was 11, at my school in the Vedic teachings, I was initiated into transcendental meditation at the age of 11. Now, I went to a school in London that was and is still very esoteric. I believe it's a mystery school, but we were taught yoga, we were taught the Vedas, we were taught mathematics in the Vedic teachings, and we were read the Bhagavad Gita. We also learnt and studied Sanskrit and ancient texts and scribes. So, along with meditation every single day. And it's a privilege, and I was very, very fortunate to have had that experience and that education. And it is hopefully one of my dreams to go to India, specifically Kerala, where Ayurveda came from. So there's that. The second initiation that came in that I didn't realize was actually happening was when I was a child, younger than 11. So I think I must have been about 5 or 6. And my auntie, Betty, from my father's side, as you know, I'm Italian and Colombian. So my father's side, my auntie, she was very into the cards, and I realized that she was teaching me not only the cards but also Roman numerals. So for those of you who don't know, parlo anche italiano e español también. Non siempre perfecto, perfectamente, pero estoy haciendo lecciones en español ahora mismo. And so that is what those are the most important moments of my life, I would say, that I can pin down. And then, of course, along with paranormal activity that I'd experienced. For a lot of you, if you're psychic children experience a lot of paranormal activity at night. And so sleep can be very, very difficult as a child growing up. And so what I came to a point when I was doing the 3-eye atlas reading, which I wasn't really that majorly called in. I wasn't into the whole idea about it. I'm still not really on board with the idea, let's say. But it came about when I realized that, no, this is the crescendo. This is the actual crescendo of the end of abstract medicine on the YouTube channel, essentially, with long form content, doing it for free. And it's the end of an era, but it's also the end of how people are engaging nowadays. Now, I do see that short form content may be the answer for a lot of people to have, let's say, more ownership, let's say, over their sovereignty, spiritually speaking, but also they have more, let's say, time that they can create short videos for the masses in such a big way. But it is quite disheartening when I've been seeing videos that would go for on the YouTube channel, like long videos, pick a pile videos, collective reading videos that would go maybe from 30 to 90 views per video to down to literally last week 14 views per video. And I'm pouring my heart and soul into it. I'm sharing my knowledge and my experience, but also my psychic gifts for effing free, you know? And I just feel like I can't be the only one that must be very frustrated over it. I will say that it's not my main business, it's not my main career in any way, shape, or form. I didn't get qualified for it. I'm a qualified artist. I've got 3 degrees actually. My highest degree is a master's in fine art, and I'm an artist by profession. For those of you who don't know, then check out my website above and you can have a look at my work, or just go ahead and follow on my Instagram page as well, Cristallina_Fischetti, which I'll provide just here. So yeah, so it can't just be me where, you know, there seems to be less concentration that people are having nowadays. I was going to turn this around. Yeah, less concentration that people can have nowadays with when it comes to social media. The other thing is I conduct a book club each month, which I started in January. And, you know, it is fun. I love reading. It's another way that I could be of service to humanity, or in service to a small group or a community, or even people online, to get more into reading. And it's a subscription of just £3 a month. And even that, I'm not really, you know, I mean, I put so much of my energy into supporting and into teaching and to mentoring and to being someone who I would say is a positive role model, not just for my Latin community, but for my Italian community, my British community, my melanated community, my women community as well. And I just don't feel satisfied with what I'm providing online. So just for fun, what I ended up doing, I think yesterday, I posted a video on YouTube of just a quick, you know, fast motion video of me practicing yoga for an hour, but it's 35 seconds long, and it got basically 2,000 views. And I'm just going, okay, there's obviously a shift here. You know, either people love to see my body moving, or they are inspired by yoga specifically, which of course is part of the abstract medicine canon that I've created. And also the other thing I notice is that people make excuses not to read as well. As I said in the book club, sorry, I just had to move. As I said in the book club yesterday, which we convene every Sunday online via Zoom, not every Sunday, sorry, last Sunday of the month via Zoom, I mentioned that if you have time to pick up your phone and scroll, or even doom scroll, you've got time to pick up a book and read. So I gave some tips as to how you can get into reading. There's absolutely no excuses for someone like myself who is a very quote unquote busy person, and has 3 careers essentially, or 3 jobs. You know, I make it a priority to enhance my intellectual capacities and read. So essentially how I've been noticing is that less people are reading, less people are using discernment, less people are using critical thinking. This is very obvious for a lot of you who understand this and are intelligent people, because intelligence isn't just about, you know, the obvious. It's also about people who use emotional intelligence and critical thinking and discernment and objective thinking and positive critique. Is that there are less people reading, there are less people the people are quick to judge and quicker to judge, and quicker to be triggered. And I think that it is a little bit concerning, but what can I do? All I can do is do my best, but what I can say is that I will be reducing my free content, in a way that's going to be benefiting me, and mainly focusing on what brings me the most joy, which is private one-to-one sessions through the tarot, oracle booking, shamanic healing, and mentorship. So that's one-to-one service that is paid. All the information you can find on my website. And of course, my studio practice as an artist and getting my work out there and having shows and gallery representation. So those are my 2 main priorities. And that's how abstract medicine is going to be changing moving forward. Let me know your thoughts down below if you resonate with this, and thank you for listening to my rant as well. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the change that is happening and taking place, maybe for all of us, our betterment. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye.